guys, it's your boy Blue Falcon coming to you with another video in the How to Succeed in Life series part 2. Alright, if you didn't get a chance to listen to the first video, please do so, you guys, because I laid down the foundation of what we're going to be talking about today. With that being said, let's get right into it, because I know why you're here. You want to know how to succeed in life. All right, so let me just say this, right? If you're here, right, watching this video, let me just tell you right now that you have already made the first step to succeeding. All right, you have, if you were able to endure this, you know that sucky feeling that you felt? Yeah, it's called losing. It's called being a loser. Right? You pretty much listen to some guy that you barely even know telling you about yourself, and yet here you are, you were able to look past the delivery, and you were able to look at the spirit of what I'm actually saying. All right, so first thing that we're gonna do, right, is change our vocabulary. All right, we're gonna change our vocabulary. Do we fail in life? Yes, we all fail. Yes, at one point in time, we were all losers at something in life. All right, but rather than viewing that L as I'm a loser, I want you to start taking that L and saying, I'm learning. Yeah, that's it. It's that simple. I'm learning. All right. When you have that mindset, then maybe you'll start to realize that, okay, you know what? Losing or failure is really not that bad as people make it out to be. It's actually a necessary step to success. All right, you have to be able to deal with failure. Right? I'll tell you this. A lot of times I've seen people deal with failure in two major ways. All right? The first way that people deal with failure, and both of these things fall under the lines of a defense mechanism. But the first defense mechanism that people do is isolation. What people do is, which is some of you, right? You have decided to actually isolate yourself from reality, from the world around you, from people, and you went inside. You probably stuck in your room playing video games all day, right? And because you do that because you're afraid of how people critique you in the real world, right? I don't want to have people call me a loser. I don't want people to see that I failed. So what I'm going to do what I'm good at, which is play these video games, and I'm going to avoid reality. Okay, cool. I'm going to just tell you straight up right now, because you have isolated yourself, that's the reason why I've mentioned in the first video why you're socially awkward, why you haven't developed any meaningful relationships in life, why you probably depressed, right? And people do this in many different forms, right? They seek addictions, right? Whether it be through drugs, whether it be through alcohol, but people seek addictions in their life to kind of cope with reality. All right, so that's usually the first thing that people do. The second thing that people do is that a lot of times they just put on. Yeah, they go to the complete other side of the spectrum, and they pretty much say, I don't want people to know that I'm dealing with depression, so I'm gonna put on a show and just act as if everything is all right. It's crazy because, and I'm not mentioning this person because I want to put any type of shade on this individual. This was actually pretty sad, but Robert Williams, the famous comedian, this man his job was making everybody laugh. His job was putting smiles on people's faces. And it was so sad when I finally heard that he committed suicide because he wasn't happy. How ironic is that? So I'm going to tell you straight up, all right? I'm going to tell you guys straight up. You will not be happy just putting on, acting like, I'm this super fly guy or girl Ain't nothing could touch me. I don't deal with depression. I don't deal with any of these emotions that are very real. No, you're not doing nobody any good when you just put it on, right? So that leads me to my very first point, which is first things first, you have to acknowledge where you're at. And if you hear, I'm sure many of you, like I said before, was able to look past my delivery and look at the message. You've acknowledged where you're at. Yeah, I've lost in life. Okay, so Blue Falcon, what do I need to do? I'm glad you asked. All right, because once you acknowledge where you're at, and you're no longer lying to yourself first and foremost, and you're not lying to everybody else in the world, the second thing you need to do is work on the self-improvement. All right, how many of you guys know about Zelda, in particular Breath of the Wild, right? In the gaming industry, is regarded as one of the best action adventure games, if not the best, game that ever was created. And you know what made that game so dope? Is because from the very beginning of the game, you can literally go anywhere in the map. Right? You could literally even fight Calamity Ganon, the last boss, from the very beginning. You didn't need no armor. You didn't need no good equipment. You didn't need no good weapons. Now, is it possible to beat them? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's possible. Is it recommended? Nah, it ain't recommended, right? Because if this is the point, if you played Zelda, you would know that you need to acquire these items to help prepare you for that final boss battle. Right? That's what most video games do. Again, the point of this channel is to kind of show you the parallel behind video games and the real world. So, and how does that look in the real world? You guys, you got to do the self-improvement. Acquire gear, weapons, acquire skills. The skills that's going to actually allow you to succeed in life. Do not be, for lack of a better word, that one trick pony. All right, don't do it to yourselves, guys. Like, okay, I grew up in the hood, right, back in Brooklyn, New York, and I remember going to the park and dudes balling out. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in that environment, and I promise you, everybody I spoke to in that ball court said the same thing. What you want to be in life? Oh, I want to be a basketball player. What you want to be in life? I want to be a basketball player. Yeah, a basketball player. With that being said, let me just preface this, what I'm about to say, with this, all right? Blue Falcon is the last person that's going to be shooting down anybody's dreams. That's not what we do in this channel. We ain't going to be the haters. All right? We're not going to be hating on nobody. If that's what you want to accomplish, go for it. Go for it. I'm only here to present some reality to the situation, right? Because if you've had similar experiences to me, you will know that majority of those people that said, I want to be a basketball player, did they end up becoming a basketball player? I mean, when you seeing a child, dunking at the age of 12 and got handles like AI, you would damn think that, yeah, he probably could end up becoming a basketball player. But have they ever factored in reality? What happens if you get injured? What happens if you didn't have the grades to actually put you in that ball team, right? So you put all your eggs in one basket, all in the name of trying to become a basketball player, and you didn't think of the reality of the situation. Like, there's so much things that can actually hinder you to that goal. So what I'm preaching today right? What I'm trying to help you guys understand today is that, is it wrong to become a basketball player or have that desire? And that could be anything. It could be even if you're trying to be an artist, right? What's the goal in mind? Right? What are you trying to, like, are you trying to become an animator for Marvel? Are you trying to animate for DC or for Disney? Yeah, that's a very admirable goal. All right, cool. If that's what you want to accomplish, but just know, if all you did in life was only work at one thing, what happens if that one thing doesn't work out? Right. Reality. So be like Link in the game of Zelda, right? He had to acquire many different items. He had to acquire the Master Sword, the Hylian Shield, the Slingshot, the bow and arrow. He had to acquire many skills before he fought the final boss. Set yourself up for success, guys. Amass as much skills as possible, and this is definitely for the audience who's like really like late teens. Matter of fact, if you're under the age of 30, stop worrying about boyfriend, girlfriend. Stop worrying about any of that stuff. Do the self-improvement. Focus on, how can I build up skills that's gonna actually make me valuable? All right? You gotta focus on amassing as much skills as possible. I really, there's more points I want to actually talk about, but I'm gonna leave it right there for now. You guys, start focusing on building skills, especially for the young people. And again, for the older audience, so long as you have life, so long as you have breath in your body, it's never too late. You can do the self-improvement too. Yeah, that's right. You can do the self-improvement too. All right, you guys. If you like what I said, please smash that like button, subscribe, and please even leave some comments of what are some things you would like to hear me talk about. All right. Anyway, with that being said, Blue Falcon over and out. Game hard.